So I made a video called Game Freak Needs More Time, and after that I was meant to do a follow-up video talking about all the positives I found in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. But I'm nearly 400 hours in and I keep finding more things to be upset about. And before you roll your eyes and click off because you assume I'm going to be talking about glitches and performance, I can assure you I won't be talking about any of that. I've already went over most of those issues in the previous video, which I highly recommend you watching before you comment on this one saying I missed something. I really mean it when I say I love these games, but there's so many small things that could have been fleshed out and it would have made these games a 10 out of 10. I know none of this is ever going to happen, but let's do some wishful thinking again. In a world where Game Freak actually had all the time in the world to complete their games, what could they do better? But before we get into that, it's a nice looking hat. Where did you get that from? Hoodcal.com, baby. Go buy a hat and support me. Hoodcal.com. I've got other merch too. I have shirts, a beanie. I've got things. Support me. Hoodcal.com. So what spawned this follow-up video idea in the first place was that I really wanted to take better pictures with my Pokemon for, you know, your profile picture. For those that didn't know, you can come here, go to your profile, and then you can take a new picture. Now, the picture I have is actually pretty nice, but the only way you're allowed to change pictures is by doing it from this menu. And why, yes, there is a camera button right here. I'm so glad you noticed, but you can't, there's no actual picture taking button. It's literally just snapshots for the Nintendo Switch. They really missed an opportunity. Like if I'm here and I'm like, I want to take a picture of the silhouette, I should be able to press R or whatever, and I'm doing it and nothing is happening. It's just rotating my camera. Let me take a picture, and then it's like, oh, do you want to use this as your profile picture? Yes, I would. Because the advantage to having the camera out like this, instead of going to the menus like this, and then going down here, and then pressing plus, and then change, yes, I would like to change my profile picture. Yes, I would absolutely love to take a new photo. The advantage to this is that I can actually use this anywhere. I can use this while I'm picnicking too. I can't, however, access the profile picture changing option while I'm picnicking. So if I'm picnicking with my Pokemon and I want to take a really cute picture of my Pokemon sleeping, I can do this. I can take a snapshot like, hey, Talonflame, you're looking hella cute, bro. Are you sleeping? That's so cute. I can do that, but I can't do anything else. I can't use this as a profile picture or anything. It's really not well thought out, and I feel like it just wasn't finished. Now I know this video is meant to serve as me complaining, but I did actually want to provide a little tip for those of you that do want to take a picture with your Pokemon. I'm going to show you how I took a picture with my belly bolt. I'm going to do it with Miraidon instead. Let me turn into Callum John Plays. You know, my middle name is actually John, so it actually works. So wherever you send it in, this is the way it's going to face. Don't move. Freeze. This is where it's facing. Okay, it's always going to face this exact same direction. Okay, it's going to face, it's facing over. Oh, okay, after a few seconds he moves. Okay, he's facing one direction. So if I send him out this way, he faces the exact same direction. I don't know why. I think everything is bound to the same. It must be bound to that axis or whatever. So we know he's always going to face that direction. So we just get him into a spot where he's going to be facing that way, but also looking directly in front of us, or well, however way you want to take the picture. If you want a picture of the back of your Pokemon's head, that is your prerogative. Okay, we're almost there. I think this might look nice. Yeah, this looks nice. Okay, so we're going to stand here. We're going to throw the Pokemon out. We're going to then quickly go here. We're going to go here. We're going to go down to our... the buttons are so... The menus are so laggy too. Okay, let's try that again. We're going to throw our Pokemon out. We're going to do it from the Pokedex instead. I didn't know this. You can actually, go to your profile and then change your picture, profile picture, or whatever it is you want to change. And now if we swap around, oh, I wasn't fast enough. Okay, let's try that again. Like, I'm just never fast enough, am I? Oh, I'm just a little bit too slow. This is so dumb. Literally fighting for my life just to take a picture of my Miraidon, bro. Okay, that wasn't the best angle, but it works. Okay, he decided to sleep. You know, that's actually kind of cute. There's a lot of luck involved, I would say. Okay, that's actually a pretty cute picture. I don't think I'm going to replace it, but that was a pretty cute one. Another idea I had for taking better pictures. Sorry, this is a whole rant. I like the personalization element of it, but like they didn't really give us anything to work with. They kind of just put it in the game and we're just like, yeah, good luck. Another thing I've tried testing is you could go into a multiplayer with someone and you could have them run into a Pokemon and you will see that Pokemon in the overworld. So then you could like take like a picture of it, or you could take like a selfie with it because the Pokemon's going to be still. So that's another way you could do it. I hope this video was informative for you guys. If it was, like, comment, share, subscribe. And until next time, Callum drawn out. The next thing I want to complain about is the day and night cycle. The day and night cycle in this game is not the same as most previous Pokemon games. It is 72 minutes long, I believe 30 minutes for day, 30 minutes for night, and 6 minutes for dusk, which you have, so that means you have a 6-minute window in this game to get a Lycanroc dusk form. The day and night cycle is cool, but they kind of fumbled a little bit. The only way to change the day and night cycle manually, besides just physically waiting, is by closing the game, coming over to your system settings. I honestly don't even know, because I mean, you would assume just like adding some real life time would change it, but I don't know what like the method to changing it is. People have said, oh, just add 30 minutes and it will make your game go 30 minutes ahead. I don't know. I'm just going to put a random time ahead, and I'll just show you that the time should hopefully change. There you go. It's nighttime now. I just loaded in. Yeah, that's the only way to change the time other than just waiting, which, you know, you might just be thinking, why don't you just wait? Well, some Pokemon's evolutions and stuff are literally tied to the fact that you evolve it during a certain time of day. Like, for example, Lycanroc, 6-minute window. Anyways, here we are in Legends Arceus. I truly don't understand why they didn't just do this. The same thing. Wow, I have a bed. Would you like to rest? And you have all these different times. And that is all they needed to do. You literally have like your own dorm room in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and you can't do that in that game. Why? I don't even know if this is like a strapped for time moment or just like I don't know. And you know what? While we're in Legends Arceus, I've got one more thing I need to say. You see down there how there's the X button? It says release multiple. Yeah, we need this. Now, this was actually a point that I mentioned in my previous video, but I really wanted to write it home because this is something that needs to be in the game. Yeah, breeding isn't as required in Scarlet and Violet because of how easy they've made it to just modify your Pokemon with drugs, but some people still like Masuda hunting. Even if you can only do like 30 at a time like you can with Pokemon Home, like just something. So a feature that Sky actually suggested that I am actually fully on board with is to do with sandwiches. So when you go for a picnic right here, we can make sandwiches, which is all well and good. There is a feature where you can check how many times you've made that sandwich. So Sky's suggestion was, after you've made the sandwich a certain amount of times, just have the ability to auto make it. I think that is awesome because there are literally 147 sandwiches, and even if it's like, oh, make the sandwich 10 times for it to be auto completable, I've got to make 1470 sandwiches in order to have everything all completable. Yeah, I don't think that's unreasonable. I don't know why that isn't a thing, to be honest. I feel it genuinely just feels like a lack of fleshing out. The sandwich feature in general does feel like a lack of fleshing out. Like, I mean, just the animations. You're gonna tell me this was fleshed out? I've made this sandwich 73 times. Oh my god, dude, please just let me auto make it. It's just like, I mean, yeah, it's just placing 3 bananas, but some other sandwiches can get really complicated. Like when you go down, like there just becomes so much ingredients, and it just becomes like genuinely, if you just get unlucky and something falls, it just doesn't give you the exact power that you want from your sandwich. So then you either have to just deal with it or you have to just reset. And also to do with the sandwiches feature, can we just have the ability to filter through the specific effect? Like even if it's just like after you unlock all the sandwich recipes, which I have done. I spent so long last night looking for Raid Power Fire 2. It's this one, but no, it's not. That's a lie. That's Raid Power Normal. Raid Power Fire is this one right here. Yeah, this one right here. It is so difficult to find the exact sandwich. And yeah, you can sit here and be like, Callum, there's resources online. I shouldn't have to rely on the internet because of this game's poor design. Like that's just not cool. Like, yes, the internet does make things more convenient, but it almost feels like Game Freak rely on the internet to make their games like more convenient. I mean, just look at Pokemon Showdown. Like Pokemon Showdown has changed the world of competitive battling. Like without Showdown, I don't know where competitive Pokemon would be. Just in the sense that you get to try teams out so easily on Showdown. Anyway, tangent aside, like I should just be able to type like you know, oh, Raid Power, what type? Fire. Okay, these are the sandwiches that give you Raid Power Fire 1, 2, 3, whatever it may be. Like just something like that. Because right now the only way I can tell if a sandwich is the one I like is because I favorite it. And even like just I have to scroll through and hope I don't miss a heart. It's just clunky. And while we're on the topic of sandwiches, I do want to say the multiplayer sandwiches are also kind of clunky. It's not so much the sandwiches that I'm upset about here. It's just getting in to making the sandwiches. I did some co-op sandwiches, like joining a picnic and then also being ready to like get into making a sandwich. It's just not finished. That's the best way I can put it. Anyways, on the topic of sandwiches, another thing I want to complain about is Tera Shards. I think I probably mentioned that in the last video. I'm not actually quite sure, but I want to go into a bit more depth right now that I've spent some more time grinding them. Tera Shards are the only way that you have to change a Pokemon's Tera Raid type besides it being the Tera Raid type that it is born with. And you need 50 of them to change one Pokemon's type. And this is bad because the only way you can really get the Tera Raid Shards is from doing raids. And you at most get like maybe like 5 Tera Raid Shards from like a 5-star raid. So I guess my request here is for the ability to just make obtaining Tera types easier. Game Freak did such a good job in regards to making competitively obtainable Pokemon just easy. Like I can make a competitively viable Pokemon so easily now. Like look at all these sets I have. These are just goofy free-for-all sets that I've made. And then I've got all these battle ready raid Pokemon. I've got like damn near 2 boxes of like fully EV'd, IV'd, and items on all of, like literally all these Pokemon, well except from some of these guys in here. Most of these Pokemon have items because of just how easy they've made everything, right? And the one thing they fumbled on was the Tera Raid Shards. I can only imagine that they will probably fix this in DLC. I'm just going based on the fact that with Pokemon Sword and Shield, they made it possible to change a Pokemon into a Gmax form with like Gmax Super whatever in the DLC of Isle of Armor. So I think it's very possible they do something similar in this game with Tera Raid Shards. Maybe you can do like a Tera sandwich. I don't know, dude. I feel like they might make it a bit more accessible once the DLC comes out. They probably just wanted to arbitrarily make it difficult right now because the game's fresh, and you know they probably just want to incentivize people to play the game by grinding Tera Raid Shards. But I'm telling you now, this is just going to drive people to just genning their Pokemon. For those that don't know, genning is just essentially using a third-party software to kind of spawn, not even spawn, just bring to life a Pokemon out of nowhere. I can have a fully battle ready Pokemon, like exact same sets and stats from Pokemon Showdown in this game by genning, and I don't like it. I don't like genning. I made a video on my second channel about that if you're interested in me just rambling about it for 20 minutes, but it's something that people are going to be incentivized to do because it's just not feasible to do all these. Like I'm building my first VGC team now. I've been working a lot on like free-for-all sets and stuff like that, and I've had to have help from my community to find specific Tera type Pokemon just to make my life a little bit easier. I had people help me find a ghost type Cyclizar. I had people help me find a water type Titan, and not everyone has access to communities like that. So I asked my Discord server what are some things that they really want to see improved, and something that they said was, of course, the shiny sparkle and the shiny sound effect in the overworld. That is something that I went over already in the previous video. Even if they decided, hey, we're going to stick to our guns, we don't want any animation in the overworld, we don't want any sound effects, at least like if I zoom in on Oinkologne right here, at least give it like a little sparkle icon next to the Pokeball or something, or a little sparkle icon next to its level, just so I know that it's like shiny, you know. Something else I don't think I mentioned at all is the timer for online battles. The timer for online battles for Sword and Shield and now Scarlet and Violet is 20 minutes, and there is literally no way to change it. You have 20 minutes. In older Pokemon games, the online timer was 60 minutes, which you could argue is a little bit excessive, you know. They probably don't want to promote people playing a battle for like 60 minutes straight, even though people totally would, and I totally did in the past. But in that same breath, why not at least just bump it to 30 minutes or just give us the option to make it whatever we want. If I want to sit and do a battle for 60 minutes, man, that's my business. Yeah, sure, the default can be 20 minutes, but like just the timer in this game genuinely kills like single battles and free-for-alls, which is something I actually am really passionate about. But I find myself enjoying free-for-alls a little bit less because I'm constantly stressed over the timer. And yeah, they're not thinking about free-for-alls when they're making these decisions, of course, I know that. But think about the single player, like the single battlers too. Most of this game is played in single battles. Most of every Pokemon game is played in single battles. And I know VGC is the official format, that's all well and good, but they are like actively screwing over singles players. I mean, I don't know, they've got their own singles format, I guess, in the Pokeportal. It's like a 3v3 singles. That's just not as fun to me. I don't know. Now this one might be a little bit more individual to me, but I really want there to be more clear indication of how many turns go by in raids. I regularly have to check how many reflects or light screens I have left over. I like running support in raids, so I'll regularly go for reflect and stuff like that. Reflect's a really, really good move to use in raids. So if you're like ever sitting there like, man, I want to do raids, but like my teammates suck, just bring support mons for them and then you can just blame them for sucking. Yeah, so the only way I can check how many light screen turns I have left is by doing this. And I have to go through 2 menus in this laggy game just to get to it. And it sounds like first world problems, but it could easily fit in the top right hand corner of the UI. It easily could, especially because these are no longer turn-based battles. This Mudsdale on the right of me, I mean, these are NPCs, so they're not going to attack until I attack. But this Mudsdale on the right of me could easily use like several attacks while I'm just doing one and maybe I'm cheering. Like they're not turn-based anymore. So I feel like there needs to be more indication of how many turns go by. So when I need to set up another reflect, I do. You know what I mean? All right, we're almost done. So the Pokedex in this game is cute. I really like the design of it. I really like that it's, you know, kind of just like I guess, like, I don't know, a book. It's really, really cool. I like the pictures. I just like the UI. I like everything about it. It's awesome. How cool the design of it is aside, there is no way to search properly. I have numerical, A to Z, heaviest to lightest, lightest to heaviest, tallest to shortest, shortest to tallest. That's all I get. So if I want to know where Squovet lives, I have to do A to Z or know his Pokedex number, which I'd rather just go A to Z. Look for Squovet, which I Squovet, right? Oh no, that's Skuntank, because yep, there we go. Okay, where does Squovet live? Okay, he lives down there. Cool. And that it's just not intuitive. It's very clunky. What is it with modern Pokedexes and not having search features? I'm literally here to complain about the fact that BDSP had a search feature, but apparently it just didn't. Why do we just have to deal with this? I mean, I guess at least in these games you can like fast mash through the alphabet like this. You don't have that option in Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, why do modern Pokemon games not have the search feature? Yeah, okay, that's not just an issue exclusive to Scarlet and Violet. I guess Sword and Shield also doesn't have a search feature. We need a search feature of the Pokedex. Like, what are you guys doing? Pokemon Sword and Shield literally had it down to a T of just how the games should be from now on in regards to the PC box functionality. I press X, I see the items, I can press A to move it, or I can press Y and I can just move it like this. Like, it was so easy, and the Pokemon sprites load immediately. There's no like, look at this. Oh my god, look at this. This is so good. Oh wow, I want my Raichu to have Assault Vest. There you go, Raichu, you now have an Assault Vest. To be honest, looking at this is actually kind of a mess. I really do like the new icons a bit more, but they had navigation from the boxes like nailed down. Like, I definitely preferred the boxes in this game. As nicer as they actually look, I will say these boxes actually look so much nicer. Oh my god. If I press Y, I can't just, it doesn't let me just move the item around like for free. I have to double click, give to another Pokemon. It's a small, it's like I said, small itty bitty complaint, but it would make my life so much better. And on the topic of moving items around, because I mean, not everyone has the in-game currency to give every single Pokemon an item. Something that would be cool is the ability to change items while prepping for raids. I don't know if this is something Sword and Shield did, but just, you know, oh wait, crap, I'm in this raid already and I realized my Miraidon doesn't have the wide lens I wanted it to have. Hold on, let me just give it to him in the middle of the raid. Like that. Like, I don't know why that's not just a thing. And that, in my opinion, are things they can improve on in Scarlet and Violet to make them 10 out of 10 games. On top of everything else that is wrong with the games, of course. There are a lot of things to consider when making a Pokemon game, so I definitely missed some stuff. So please, in the comments, have a discussion, sound off, let me know what I missed, what are some things you would like to see I guess, improved on. Let me know if you disagreed with anything in this video for some reason. I'm pretty sure everything I said in this video is very reasonable and should already be a thing. But yeah, despite everything, I am enjoying these games and I do still want to make a video talking about the good things. It's just so much easier to complain.